In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on October 17, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Middle Tennessee State versus Liberty. Middle Tennessee goes on the road to face Liberty in a Conference USA matchup on Tuesday, October 17th. The Blue Raiders are struggling with a 2-5 record and a 1-2 conference record. On the other hand, Liberty is dominating as they have a 6-0 record with a 4-0 conference record. Middle Tennessee is 0-3 during road games this season, whereas the Flames are outscoring their opponents 88-57 during this stretch. The Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders are 2-5 this season after they defeated Louisiana Tech by a score of 31-23 last week. Middle Tennessee led 17-9 at halftime, and they were able to hang on for the win in the fourth quarter. The Blue Raiders were outgained by a total of 419-353 and forced 1 turnover in the win. Middle Tennessee's only other win this season came against Murray State, while they have lost to Alabama, Missouri, Colorado State, Western Kentucky, and Jacksonville State. The Middle Tennessee offense is scoring 22 points per game with 268 passing yards per game and 121 rushing yards per game, while going 43% on third downs. Nicholas Vacciato has thrown for 1,824 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions for the Blue Raiders this season. Jaden Krettel has rushed for 316 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Holden Willis has caught 27 passes for 412 yards and 2 scores. The Middle Tennessee defense is allowing 32 points against per game this season. The Liberty Flames are 6-0 this season after they defeated Jacksonville State by a score of 31-13 in their last game. Liberty trailed 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, and they were tied at 10 at the half, but they outscored their opponent by a total of 21-3 in the second half for the win. The Flames outgained Jacksonville State by a total of 422-324 and forced 2 turnovers in the game. Liberty has also defeated Bowling Green, Buffalo, New Mexico State, FIU, and Sam Houston this year. The Liberty offense is averaging 35 points per game with 225.5 passing yards per game and 253.5 rushing yards per game, while going 50% on third downs. Kydon Salter has thrown for 1,353 yards, 14 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, while also rushing for 337 yards and 6 touchdowns for the Flames this year. Quentin Cooley has rushed for 592 yards and 3 touchdowns, while C.J. Daniels has caught 18 passes for 438 yards and 3 scores. The Liberty defense is giving up 17 points against per game this year. The Flames will look to continue their perfect season on Tuesday night against Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee State has yet to win on the road this season and now must defend against one of the premier rushing teams in college football. While Middle Tennessee State does have the 34th best rushing defense, they will be tested by a Liberty team willing to fully commit to a ground game. Liberty has an average passing attack, but the Flames should be able to make plays down the field against a Middle Tennessee defense that is 112th in the country against the pass. Another factor in this matchup is turnovers. Middle Tennessee State is 124th in the country in turnover differential, while the Flames protect the ball well, ranking 5th in the country in turnover differential. Liberty is emerging as one of the best teams in the nation from the group of 5. If they can continue to their winning ways and dominate fashion, they could find themselves in a prestigious bowl game. But that is all for naught as they have to handle business on Tuesday night. The Flames' rushing attack is one of the best in the country as Cooley and Salter have dominated opposing teams utilizing their speed and agility. Salter has also proven to be a quality thrower of the ball. He has accounted for 20 total touchdowns this season. The Blue Raiders are allowing 32 points per game, and they are giving up over 130 yards rushing on the ground. These are both aspects aspects of the game that the Flames will exploit. I just think the Flames are the better team, and I think Liberty is serious about making a case for a high-profile bowl game once the bowl picture starts to get situated. It's starting to become do or die for Middle Tennessee State as 2 more losses likely ends their shot at bowl eligibility, but I don't see them getting past the Flames here. On the road in front of a hostile crowd, I expect Middle Tennessee State to make mistakes and give the Flames some short fields to work with on Tuesday night. The Blue Raiders just picked up their first win in almost a month. I don't think they even come close to getting the win in this game. Middle Tennessee's defense is just not quality enough to hang with Liberty. Liberty's stifling defense will make the biggest difference in this game and help the Flames go a perfect 7-0. So the Liberty Flames to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Liberty will try to bleed clock and control the time of possession, which usually means that the under will hit. But the Blue Raiders' defense and their ability to give up chuck plays for touchdowns will prove costly. The over is 3-2 this season when games featuring Middle Tennessee are totaled at 53.5 points or less. The under has been the case for most Liberty games, but this one of the worst defenses that they have faced yet. Points on Tuesday night will be flowing. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Western Kentucky versus Jacksonville State. It's a battle of Conference USA opponents on the gridiron as a pair of teams near the top of the standings collide in the Yellowhammer State. The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers are on the road as they travel to face the Jacksonville State Tuesday night. Western Kentucky held off Louisiana Tech, prevailing 35-28 on the road in their previous contest October 5th. They covered the line as a 6-point favorite. Jacksonville State was drubbed 31-13 at home by Liberty in their previous contest last Tuesday, failing to cover the line as a 7-point underdog. This marks the first time the two programs have met as Football Bowl subdivision opponents. Western Kentucky comes into this game with a 4-2 record overall, and they have won 2 games in a row. In the last game against Louisiana Tech, the Hilltoppers scored 35 points and they ended up winning by 7. Austin Reed had a strong game, completing 19 of his 34 passes for 297 yards. 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Western Kentucky is averaging 32 points while their defense is giving up 29 points per game. The offense is ranked 44th and is going to need to be strong here. Jacksonville State sits with a 5-2 record overall, but they have lost 2 games in a row. In the last game against Liberty, the offense only scored 13 points, and that led to the blowout defeat. Logan Smothers completed 8 of his 18 passes for 115 yards, 1 interception, and 0 touchdowns. The defense was good to start the season, but they can't struggle like they did in the last game or this will be a long game. Jacksonville State is averaging 28 points while their defense is giving up 19 points per game. If the defense step up here and Smothers has a big game, they will have a chance to get the job done. Jacksonville State has been solid enough defensively and their run game offensively has been above average. The problem for the Gamecocks is their passing offense has been suspect, so it can be an uphill climb trying to get back in games if they go down multiple scores. Both teams are very good when it comes to forcing takeaways, as Western Kentucky has recorded 16 takeaways, leaving them a +8 in the takeaway giveaway department, while Jacksonville State has forced 16 takeaways themselves, posting a +9 ratio in takeaway giveaway. The Gamecocks may be able to slow down the Hilltoppers' passing game here, but their offensive woes prove to be too much to overcome. In a game that promises to be a clash of contrasting styles, Western Kentucky holds the edge, particularly in the passing game. The Hilltoppers average 0.4 points per play and have a 100% red zone scoring rate, showcasing their offensive efficiency. On the other hand, Jacksonville State's defense, which has accumulated 24 sacks and allows only 0.2 points per play, will be put to the test. However, the Gamecocks' quarterback uncertainties and Western Kentucky's clean injury report tip the scales in favor of the Hilltoppers. Expect Western Kentucky to exploit Jacksonville State's 85.71% red zone scoring allowance to secure a victory. So the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State have offenses capable of lighting up the scoreboard. Western Kentucky's last game had a total of 63 points, while Jacksonville State's had 44. The Hilltoppers' offense, which gains an average of 5.6 yards per play, will be up against Jacksonville State's defense that allows 4.8 yards per play. Given these stats and the high stakes of this matchup, anticipate a high-scoring affair that surpasses the total points expectation. The offensive firepower on both sides will make this a game where the scoreboard keeps ticking. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Southern Miss versus South Alabama. The Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles battled the South Alabama Jaguars in a Sun Belt showdown on Tuesday night. The Golden Eagles were dealt a home loss by Old Dominion in their previous bout. The Jaguars recorded a dominating road win against Old Monroe in their most recent action. South Alabama collected a 27-20 road win against Southern Mississippi last season. Southern Miss comes into this game with a 1-5 record overall, and they really struggled again in the last game. Southern Miss scored only 13 points against Old Dominion, and that led to the 4-point loss. At the end of the first quarter, they were up 10-0, but they couldn't bounce back on the way to the loss. Frank Gore was the top rusher, finishing with 29 carries for 66 yards. Southern Miss is averaging 24 points while their defense is giving up 35 points per game. The defense is ranked 122nd overall, and the defense is going to need to step up in a big way here. South Alabama sits with a 3-3 record, and they are coming off with a big victory in their last game. South Alabama scored 55 points against Louisiana Monroe, and that was enough to secure the victory. Carter Bradley sure looked impressive, completing 20 of his 29 passes for 303 yards and 3 touchdowns. LaDamian Webb finished with 19 carries for 100 yards and a touchdown. South Alabama is averaging 32 points while their defense is giving up 23 points per game. The Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles only have one victory this season, and it occurred against Alcorn State of the Football Championship Subdivision. They have lost 5 consecutive games and have not covered since the opener. The South Alabama Jaguars' only conference defeat this year was against an undefeated James Madison squad. South Alabama has beaten Oklahoma State on the road this season. Furthermore, the Golden Eagles' defense is horrible against the run, squandering an average of 188 rushing yards, and South Alabama running back LaDamian Webb posted a remarkable 151 rushing yards against Oklahoma State and 100 yards last week. Also, Southern Mississippi relies on the running game led by Frank Gore Jr., but will have a daunting challenge against a strong Jaguars rush defense that ranks 38th in the country. The concern for the Golden Eagles here comes with them playing from a negative game script. Wiles has struggled to answer the call under center, and his already low completion rate will be tested against one of the better secondaries in the Sun Belt. Bradley has been prolific leading the offense, and at home, the Jaguars have yet to be held to under 30. The Golden Eagles have squandered an average of 37 points in their 3 conference games, and I can't see them keeping this one within reach. With their strong red zone offense and the ability to be dynamic with the strength of the running game, I expect the Jaguars to win their 4th straight against Southern Miss and do so in convincing fashion. So the South Alabama Jaguars to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. As mentioned, when it comes to the Golden Eagles offense, their passing game has yet to prove they can be relied upon. Along with that, South Alabama has showed up on 3rd down, and their 5 yards per play allowed will make it tough sledding for Southern Miss on any 3rd and long situations. South Alabama should be able to move the ball effectively here, but with Southern Miss high sack right, it'll only take 1 or 2 to stall a drive or take the Jaguars out of field goal range. It's hard to trust the Golden Eagles offense to carry their shoulder of the load here and push this number past the total. Not to mention, this game should see a crosswind in excess of 13 to 14 mph for a majority of the competition. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.